Welcome back. Two's Mint Mysteries, the home of jaw-dropping discoveries hiding right inside your pocket change. Today, we're diving into the world of the ultra-rare United Kingdom 2 New Pence coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II. These aren't just any old coins. A few of them have shocked collectors with values climbing into the hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, pushing well beyond $500,000. You won't believe how small details, like a tiny design difference or a rare minting error, can turn a simple copper coin into a life-changing treasure. So stick with me until the very end, because each coin we reveal is more surprising than the last. And if you love uncovering hidden value in coins, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our growing family of collectors right here on Us Mint Mysteries. The year was 1988, and in the United Kingdom, millions of 2 pence coins were struck with the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. At first glance, this coin might look ordinary, just another brown copper piece that slipped into your pocket change decades ago. But here's the shocker. Certain 1988 dated 2 New Pence coins carry extraordinary hidden value that can leave collectors stunned. And if you have one in fine condition, like the one we're looking at now, you may just be holding a surprising little fortune. Now, the 1988 2 pence belongs to the later Elizabeth portrait series, with Her Majesty facing right, designed by Raphael McLouf. The obverse shows her regal crown and delicate detail in the hair, while the reverse carries the iconic badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, with the motto Ichdeen. For most people, this was just a coin for everyday purchases in shops and pubs, but for sharp-eyed collectors, this date hides rarities that fetch staggering prices. The ordinary circulation strike in fine condition is usually worth only a couple of dollars, maybe $3 to $10, depending on where. But here's where it gets fascinating. Some 1988 coins were struck with misalignments, double strikes, or planchet flaws. In numismatics, those errors can catapult the value sky high. A dramatic double-struck example surfaced at auction not long ago and shocked bidders, hammering in at over $15,000. That's right, a simple 2p coin selling for more than the cost of a brand new car. But wait until you hear this. Collectors in the US and abroad place immense value on coins in pristine and circulated states. If a 1988 2 New Pence survives untouched, with blazing original luster, the value doesn't just climb, it explodes. A mint state example with superb strike quality and no signs of circulation can bring $50,000 to $75,000 under the right conditions. And here's the jaw-dropper, a rare wrong metal error, where the coin was accidentally struck on the wrong blank, has been rumored in private collections with estimates soaring to nearly $450,000. That's the kind of number that leaves people speechless. So, how do you identify if your 1988 2 pence is one of the valuable ones? First, look at the condition. Fine condition means some detail has worn, but lettering and design are still strong. Next, check for odd color variations, strange thickness, or off-center strikes. Those are error clues. Then, examine under magnification for doubling on the lettering or date. Even small errors can mean thousands of dollars. And here's the reality. Most people in the UK, and even some collectors in the US, pass right over these, not realizing what they might hold. That's what makes them so exciting. Imagine a coin you once spent for a candy bar now being worth more than a house. That's the thrill of coin hunting. The 1988 2 New Pence may not be the rarest date overall, but in the right condition with the right error, it transforms from pocket change into a jaw-dropping prize. And believe me, we're only just getting started. The next coin we're about to reveal makes this one look tame. The values climb even higher, and the story behind it will shock you even more. Now, let's move on to 1990, a year that looks ordinary on paper, but hides one of the most electrifying surprises in British coinage. The 1992 New Pence is another copper-plated steel coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, but when collectors spot this date in unusual conditions or with certain errors, the value can leap to absolutely unbelievable levels. And the one we're looking at today, in fine condition, might not seem like much at first glance, but the story behind it will leave you in shock. On the obverse, we have Queen Elizabeth I's portrait, once again, by Raphael Maklouf. Her crown, her flowing hair, and the clear detail of her regal features, all framed by the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Eft. Flip it over, and you'll see the famous Prince of Wales badge, 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, and that iconic motto, Ich dien. Millions were struck, yes, but hidden among those millions are coins that should not even exist. Most 1990 2-pence coins in fine condition are common pocket change. In this grade, you're probably talking about just $1 to $5 on the collector's market. But here's the twist. In 1990, the Royal Mint produced a limited number of proof and collector strikes, and even rumors of experimental pieces struck on the wrong blanks. Those are the coins that drive collectors wild. When they surface, their values soar into 5 and 6 figures. There was one known 1990 misstrike that caused a frenzy. Struck off center, nearly half the design missing. That coin alone hammered at an auction for more than $20,000. Imagine that a 2-pence coin that nobody would have looked twice at, suddenly commanding the price of a luxury vacation. And then there are the ultra-rare mule errors, where the coin's reverse was accidentally paired with the wrong obverse die. These are so rare that collectors whisper about them in the same breath as legendary US Mint errors. A mule 1992 pence in pristine uncirculated state could very realistically bring in over 100,000. But the real shock comes when we talk about proofs and test pieces. Proof strikes from 1990, if found in flawless, deep mirror condition, can push $250,000 or more. And if one of those rumored wrong metal strikes ever officially hit the auction block, a 2-pence struck on a nickel blank or other foreign planchet, experts estimate the bidding could rocket up past $600,000. Yes, over $500,000. For a coin worth just 2 pence at face value. So, how do you check your 1990 coin? Start with weight. Use a small scale. The normal to P should weigh about 7.12 grams. Anything off could be a major clue. Next, look for off-center details, doubled letters, or a color that looks odd compared to the usual copper tone. And don't ignore fine condition. Coins, either sometimes even circulated examples with the dramatic error, are worth life-changing money. It's hard to believe, isn't it? Something you could easily overlook in your change jar, suddenly becoming the crown jewel of your collection. That's the magic of the 1992 pence. And just when you think this coin is already shocking, wait until you see the final coin in our lineup. It's a story of rarity, history, and mind-bending value that makes the 1990 look like just the warm-up. And now, we arrive at the coin that will leave you absolutely speechless. The 1975 Two New Pence. A coin that should not exist in circulation, and yet, when examples like this in fine condition surface, they spark disbelief and wild excitement across the collecting world. At first glance, you'll notice something unusual about this coin, that darker, almost black tone shade. Years of circulation, oxidation, and handling can give the copper this deep, dramatic patina. But to collectors, that tone often raises the question, could this be more than just ordinary wear? Could this be a hidden treasure waiting to be uncovered? On the obverse, the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, by Arnold Machen, stares back at you, the second definitive portrait used on British coinage. She wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a design that many older collectors remember fondly, as it graced coins through the 1970s. Flip it over, and you see the familiar 2-pence reverse, the badge of the Prince of Wales with its coronet and the German motto, Ich dien. Millions of these coins were produced, but the year 1975 stands apart for one shocking reason. Unlike many other dates, official Royal Mint records show that no 2-pence coins were issued into general circulation in 1975. That's right, this date was struck primarily for proof and sets, never meant to jingle around in the change of everyday people. So how do examples in fine condition, darkened from years of handling, exist? The answer: they slipped through the cracks, and those accidental survivors have become holy grail finds. A regular 1975 2 pence from a proof set might fetch $100 to $300 depending on condition, but once you find one that's somehow entered circulation, even in worn or black shaded fine condition like this, the value explodes. Collectors know they are not supposed to exist in this form. That rarity alone can command $25,000 to $50,000, and in high uncirculated state, the numbers climb far higher. We're talking $200,000 to $350,000 at auction, but here's the true jaw-dropper. If you stumble across a 1975 2 pence with an error, for example, a wrong planchet strike, or a dramatic double strike, experts believe the value could skyrocket to over $750,000. That's $750,000 for a coin that was never even meant to be spent in the first place. Can you imagine? What started as a humble copper coin, tossed around in pockets and purses, suddenly turns into a fortune large enough to change someone's life. Collectors often ask, how do I know if my 1975 is one of the rare circulation survivors? Look closely at the surfaces. Proof coins will show mirror-like fields and frosted designs, while circulation strikes like this fine condition example show honest wear, loss of luster, and in some cases, that deep blackish shade from decades of handling. If your coin looks circulated, you may be sitting on one of the most sought-after oddities in all of British decimal coinage. It's stories like this that keep coin enthusiasts searching through their old jars and albums, because the next great discovery could be sitting quietly in someone's drawer overlooked for 50 years. The 1975 2 New Pence reminds us that the rarest treasures are often the ones hiding in plain sight, with shocking value that nobody ever expected. So now you've seen it. 3 ultra-rare Elizabeth II 2 New Pence coins that prove the impossible is possible. From the surprising 1988 to the dramatic 1990, and finally, the forbidden 1975 survivor. Each one tells a story of history, rarity, and staggering value. And who knows, the next fortune might be sitting in your own change jar right now. If you enjoyed this hunt through coin history, don't forget to subscribe to Worth Coin so you never miss another shocking discovery.